Rachel Ray is a friend of mine, and I do her show a lot. And she told me, she goes, she was trying to convince me to jump out of a plane. She goes, when you do it, after you do it, you'll feel like you have a secret that no one knows. Like you feel like you're keeping a secret. Yeah. And I was like, whatever. I'm like, just get me out of the fucking plane. I was so terrified of flying and so terrified of the whole experience.
I'm scared of that.
You've never done it?
Never done. I'm terrified of that.
Okay, you should do it then. You should do it. You should do it. Like, no, I'm not saying that to everyone, but you should do it. You should do it because when I panicked hard, when the plane took off and you get to 13,000 feet, which is like think about it, it's like 10 minutes into your flight, right?
Yeah.
And you're at 13,000 feet. And you're looking out, and it looks like 13,000 feet. You can't see houses anymore. You can just see plots of land and like a lake. And then you realize, all right, this shit's happening. And you're strapped to a dude, which is massively emasculating.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting on some dude's dick.
Yeah, that sucks.
And she says to me, she goes, "Don't watch me jump out of the plane. Like whatever you do, don't watch."
Why?
That's what I said. I go, "Why?" And she goes, "Trust me, don't watch." So now in my head, of course, I'm gonna fucking watch. Yeah. She gets to the edge and then does her read, and then she looks at me. She goes, "Don't look at this." And now I'm staring. I'm fixed. I'm like, "Stop fucking talking to me." Then, and she goes, "1." They do a rock like 1, 2, and she gets sucked out of the plane like. And do you know? Have you ever had white hot panic run through you?
Yes.
Do you know the kind of panic where you're like, this is not good? And I fucking freak out. I grab the cameraman who's not wearing a parachute. And he's like, let go of me, asshole. And like now drops camera, starts punching me. I grab the sound guy. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going. My dude, I'm strapped to, baby Bjorn's me, just and takes me to the corner. And I plant myself. I'm like, I'm not fucking going. I'm losing my shit. So, but then he says, he goes, we're going now. I'm like, fuck you. And he goes, oh my gosh, check your straps. And I'm like, what? We go full. He throws me out of the plane. Wow. But there's a moment. Come in.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. I just got tubes delivered, you guys. Back to
the greatest moment of the tubes delivery is when you pulled it out, and I looked at it and I was like, that looks really small. And you're like, hold on, let's check this out. And then you measured it on the poster.
I know. Thank God it was the right time. I just ordered a shitload of tubes because I got to place a bunch of poster orders. Anyway, man, sorry for the interruption in that awesome story. Let's get back in that story.
Okay, so I was ultimately, and I think this is where I was starting at, was you have to do it. You have to do it because there's a moment as the guy hurtled me out of the fucking plane and I'm screaming at the earth at over 100 miles an hour where that whole death conversation shows up and you say, this is it. This is that thing. Yeah. This is what I've worried about. Does the shit open? Am I going to die? Am I on the path to death right now?
Yeah.
And ultimately, and my guy was like, and he was like, you have to pull the cord yourself. Like he grabs, he's like, I thought he was yelling, grab my balls, but there's a ball. There's one ball.
My ball.
That's what I thought he was saying because I didn't listen to any of the class at all. But there's one ball that's the shoot cord. He's like, grab my balls. I'm like, fuck you. You play with your balls, I'll play with mine. And so I pull the cord, the chute opens, and it's a religious. All my fears about because I kept thinking to myself, like, I've just made a bunch of bad life decisions. So now here I am about to jump out of a plane. I don't even want to fucking do it. I just want to raise my kids. I just want to spend time with my kids. And then when the chute opens, you're like, I fucking did it. And I still have my kids. I have my family.
Yeah.
I'm fucking. And I start sobbing uncontrollably.
Yeah.
But I'm in a dude's lap. Like I'm hooked on a dude. Have you ever been in a room when a guy starts crying? Imagine having one sitting on your lap and crying, just like, not like a cool, dignified History Channel cry, but like someone took my Barbie tour bus, like fucking, and he's trying not to acknowledge it. He's like pointing out farms and shit. He's like, do you want to drive the controls? And I'm like, fuck you. Oh, but you should try it because I think it's true. I got done and my publicist from Travel Channel was there, and she had gotten a 12-pack of beer. She knew how bad I was for the ride because we have a car service. She's like, when we drive back into the city, we'll have beers on the ride and we'll be fine.
Oh, she's cool.
And she's fucking awesome. And I didn't even need to drink a beer. I felt so good. I felt like I had a secret. I kept looking out the window, going like, I just jumped out of a fucking plane. Like, but there are certain people, like Rogan always says he'd never jump out of a plane. He should because he's one of those guys that likes to be freaked out. He likes
Yeah.
to be in. You're like that too. You like to be confronted with the
Novelty.
Yeah,
Novelty.
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 Yeah,